Okay, this little handgun here is an Excam model GT 380 pistol. A lot of these foreign-made inexpensive handguns were imported prior to 1968, and then for a time in the 70s they'd be assembled here in the US and sold. And what it is, it's an Italian-made copy of a Beretta-style design pistol. And this here is your basic flea market crap. I'm working on this gun for a guy. He probably bought this for 10 bucks or something. As you can see, the finish is oxidized right off. I believe the gun is made from several different parts, because if you look, there's a safety here in the frame, which a lot of these pistols have, and then there's a safety up here, and none of them work. The gun will still fire no matter which way you turn any of these switches. Basically, I believe the gun was assembled from parts. And it's just interesting, something that came through my hands that I'm working on. And the thing about these guns is there were a lot of them around. You know, people say I'm showing the Tauruses and that, but they're in the same class as that. People had a little disdain for them. And you'll find them. You'll get a deal on them like this when they're in this condition, if you're sensible. I mean, I guess the gun still works. The guy had to go get a firing pin, and he went and had a local gunsmith make one, and was $85 to get that in there. And he still had problems with it, and what it was, the ejector in the frame was bent. And I bent it back, and I think it'll work. I got to fire a few rounds out of it to get it going. But they're an interesting gun. He lost a magazine, and so to get a magazine was $35. So his real discount handgun purchase has, you know, well exceeded the $100 mark. I don't know what he's got into this. And basically spare parts or getting the gun worked on or repaired. You know, the gunsmith charged him 85 bucks to make a firing pin. I mean, that's more than what this is worth. Okay, so sometimes when you see a deal, you got to leave it alone. And the flea market is another interesting place. You find a lot of real strange things going on there. It's too bad that this wasn't in a better condition. It'd probably be an interesting gun. I don't know what the value of it would be if it was like in excellent condition used. But you will run across stuff like this. And kind of my advice is, when you get one of these older firearms that are about 40 years old, 35, 40 years old, and they're not imported anymore, finding small parts and stuff for them could be real difficult. And basically that's what a lot of the stuff I do is I make little parts for these guns, because, you know, kind of helping out people I know, because it's difficult to repair them and get them working, and they're not worth a lot either. Like this here ain't worth, it ain't even worth time and trouble actually. But so that's a look on that. Like I said, I wish I had one in better shape. It's still an interesting gun, quite large for, you know, not a concealed carry. He probably will carry it, the old guy, but it's something different. And don't buy guns from the flea market.